Who is Amelia Earhart? Amelia Earhart was an American aviator who became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. She was born on July 24, 1897, and disappeared while attempting to fly around the world in 1937. Earhart was a pioneer in the field of aviation, and her achievements inspired many people, particularly women, to pursue careers in aviation and other male-dominated fields. She was also an author and a women's rights advocate, and she used her fame to promote causes that were important to her, such as equality and opportunity for women. Why is Amelia Earhart famous? Amelia Earhart is famous for being the first female aviator to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. She was also an author, aviation pioneer, and advocate for women's rights. Earhart set many other aviation records during her career and became a symbol of women's empowerment and courage. Her mysterious disappearance while attempting to fly around the world in 1937 has also contributed to her fame and enduring legacy. What is Amelia Earhart's biggest achievement? Amelia Earhart's biggest achievement was her solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean, which she accomplished in 1932. She flew from Newfoundland, Canada to Ireland, becoming the first woman and second person to complete a solo transatlantic flight. This feat earned her widespread recognition and helped pave the way for other women in aviation. Earhart went on to set many other records and achieve numerous other milestones in aviation, including being the first person to fly solo from Hawaii to California. However, her disappearance during an attempt to fly around the world in 1937 remains one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. Here are 20 facts about Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart was born on July 24, 1897, in Atchison, Kansas. She grew up in a family that was interested in aviation and even saw her first airplane at a county fair in 1908. In 1921, she began taking flying lessons and eventually bought her own plane, a Kinner Airster, in 1922. She became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean in May 1932, flying from Newfoundland to Ireland. Earhart was the first person to fly solo from Honolulu, Hawaii to Oakland, California in January 1935. She set many other aviation records during her lifetime, including altitude records and distance records. Earhart was also an advocate for women in aviation and served as a role model for many women who wanted to become pilots. In 1937, Earhart attempted to fly around the world with her navigator, Fred Noonan, but their plane disappeared over the Pacific Ocean, and they were never found. There have been many theories about what happened to Earhart and Noonan, including that they crashed into the ocean or were captured by the Japanese. In 1935, Earhart became the first person to fly solo from Mexico City to New York City. She was the first person to fly solo from Los Angeles to Mexico City in 1935. Earhart was also a writer and wrote several books about her experiences as a pilot. She was a celebrity during her lifetime and was known for her courage and determination. Earhart worked as a nurse's aide during World War I and later as a social worker. She was married to George Putnam, who was her promoter and publicist. Earhart was also interested in fashion and designed a line of women's clothing that was sold at Macy's. She was an early member of the 99s, an organization of women pilots. Earhart was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross by the United States Congress in 1932. There are many memorials and museums dedicated to Earhart's life and achievements, including the Amelia Earhart Birthplace Museum in Atchison, Kansas. In 1971, Earhart was posthumously awarded the National Aviation Hall of Fame's annual award for her contributions to aviation.